Greetings and welcome to the Mod of the Month video for April 2016. As always, I'm your host Elfcoy, and today, after such a long delay, we finally have the results of our online poll for the best mods of April 2016. Though there is one slight caveat I sort of need to mention here, due to one of the mods that was originally in third place being a music mod with potential, copyrighted content. I've instead switched that mod out for another mod by the same author, also released in April of 2016. So, just thought I'd mention that in case anyone was confused. And of course, we have another online poll up today for you guys to go vote for your favorite mods of June 2016. And, please do go vote in that. And more importantly, if you're an American, today is election day. Please do your civic duty and go vote. I know the choices are awful this year, but keep in mind there's also a lot of down ballot races going on as well. And, your local politicians are actually, kind of more important to your daily life than really the people at the top. So, do your duty, do a bit of research on who's running in your district, and, just go vote. This video and our online poll will still be here when you come back, and anyway, with that said, you'll find a list of download links for all of the mods shown down in the video description below. And out of 39 Morrowind mods that were released in April 2016, our mod of the month goes to Winds of Sheogorad, a Landscape Overhaul by CarrotFerret. Now, truth be told, this was actually tied with the Vivec Normal Mapped mod by Lysol in our online poll, and, I'm sure there's going to be some contention over picking one over the other, but the important thing to note here is that they're both, quality mods that do very different things that'll probably, appeal to different people. But, both are definitely deserving of attention, and with that out of the way, Winds of Sheogorad is a massive landscape overhaul of all the islands, towns, and to an extent, ruins of the Sheogorad region of northern Dagon Fel. And basically what this mod sets out to do is replace the landscape textures with more, sort of Solstheim textures, and it adds a lot of those lush, hair-staying forest-like pine trees to the landscape as well, among many other things, in order to give the Sheogorad a more unique appearance that's more appropriate for its sort of northern latitude. I mean, it's basically as far north as the southern part of Solstheim, so, it kinda makes sense. There's even a ton of changes to Dagon Fel here, with most of the shacks being replaced with Nordic-style common homes, including new interiors for you to, check out as well. And this all fits in pretty well with Dagon Fel and the new sort of northern forest theme of the Sheogorad region. And you do get to see some, pretty cool areas with this overhaul, like Dwemer ruins sticking out of the pine trees, covered in ivy, and surrounded by flowers. There's really just some scenic landscape detailing going on here, and it is, quite different from most of the other overhauls available for this area. And one of the things I really like about this overhaul personally is that it does, sort of make the Sheogorad region just more unique overall. I mean, before it was basically a copy of the Azura's coast region with the same flora, rocks, and landscape textures as the Telvanni-controlled eastern territories of Dagon Fel. But now it definitely has a cool mix of that old Morrowind charm with some of that, cold northern Solstheim landscape, similar to what you might find over in the western mainland around Ban Malar. And there are a lot of cool details that have been added in here, from, old wrecked ships off the coast to Nordic standing stones and strange Nordic barrows, and you can just imagine a lot of this stuff was left behind from past Nordic invasions, and, they did invade Morrowind quite a lot back in the past few thousand years. They've had constant territorial disputes, so, it makes sense that all this stuff would be here. And another nice addition here is that this mod does also include new content with 3 new dungeons for you to, find and fight through and explore, including a few Imperial fortifications that were built to guard Dagon Fel's northern coast and protected against piracy and smuggling prior to, the opening up of Dagon Fel to colonization in 3E417, as well as, new sunken Dwemer ruins off the coast that you'll have to, find for yourself. All in all, this is a massive and beautiful looking landscape and content mod that's, definitely worth checking out if you want to, give the Sheogorad region a makeover and, make it seem like an all-new experience. And, that's why it's ultimately our mod of the month. And for our second choice, we have Vivec Normal Mapped, OpenMW by Lysol. And this is a texture replacer for the Vivec and Velothi buildings of Morrowind, covering the Vivec cantons and Velothi buildings with new and updated high-quality textures that include normal mapping. And like the title of this mod would suggest, this does require OpenMW to work, and you'll want to, read the README file for specific install instructions. And anyway, this is a really nice looking replacer, and because it's, already OpenMW supported, it's pretty much, future-proof, at least for the moment, providing some pretty, high detailed normal map textures for your Velothi environments. And we already, sort of covered this mod a bit, way back when we did our Velothi and Vivec episode of Morrowind modding textures. And I really don't have a whole lot more to add, really, since, as you guys know, I'm not a texture expert. So I'm going to, let the video play a bit, so you guys can get a pretty good idea of how everything looks. Alright, I think that, wraps up everything for Vivec Normal Mapped, and again, it was actually tied with Winds of Sheogorad for first place. And looking at these beautiful replaces, it's easy to see why it ended up being our second pick for Mod of the Month. And finally, we have our third choice, and this time around we have April Fool's, The Coin of Fargoth, Legend of the Bosma Lord by the Drunken Mud Crab. And, truth be told, this mod didn't actually come in third place. It was another mod by the same author, but because, that was a music mod and we couldn't showcase it, so, instead we're going to be looking at this one, and oh boy, is this an interesting one. Well, where to start? Okay, so basically what this mod does is it adds hostile and angry Bosma Fargoths to, well, everywhere. Basically, every level list in the game now has a 25% chance, or higher, of spawning a mad Fargoth that'll chase you around with his torch and try and murder and maim you. Truly, this is the rage of a maniac, the ring of a Bosma, the true power of Fargoth. Like some vengeful spirit looking to wreck Tamriel in search of his one ring, and to get revenge on the Outlander adventurer who withheld it from him, Fargoth now roams the landscapes of Morrowind, whether it be the Bitter Coast region, the Grazelands, or the frozen wastes of Solstheim. No place is safe from his ever-expanding search to destroy all that the Neverine holds dear. Indeed, even the sea holds no peace for you should you try and, hide with the slaughterfish, because, newsflash, Fargoth is the slaughterfish now. He's also the cliff racers, in case you didn't know about that. Not even at Red Mountain can you possibly escape the Bosma invasion, for it is not Dagon that you need to fear, it is Fargoth for there is no end to the Fargoths. There is no Dagon Fel or Morrowind or Tamriel or even Nirn. There is no hope for escape. There is nowhere to run and no place to hide. As the author has so clearly stated in his mod description, this is the beginning of the end. All is not Outlander. You thought cliff races were bad, well, now something far, far worse hunts your every step. You will not be able to go anywhere, at any time, without a Fargoth showing up there with his torch, searching for his ring, and ready to pound holy vengeance into your lifeless corpse. And with that absolutely absurd ending, that wraps up our April edition of the Mod of the Month. Please do remember to vote in our online poll, and more importantly, Americans, do please remember to vote in that all-important election today. Anyway, we'll have a new video up in a couple of weeks as we inch ever closer to catching up with our backlog here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.